Hi everyone, and thanks so much for tuning in for today's video interview. I'm Tony Restel from Social Hire and delighted to be joined today by Dr. Shelton Good. Shelton and I are going to be talking about resilience and some of the challenges that face people when they're looking to set up and grow a business. So Shelton, thanks very much for joining today. Would you like to just start by telling people what it is you do and what your business focuses on?
Yeah, great, Tony. Thanks for having me on the show. So just a little bit about Icarus Consulting. We are a consulting firm, a small one, that specializes in business and management consulting. I think if we had to say what's our superpower, it's in the area of human resources. So I have a great team of 25 people. I call them, sort of like my Avengers, and we have over uh, f- uh, 5 dozen clients around the corner and across the globe. And what we do is try to help them have the healthiest, most robust business they can by focusing on their number one asset, which is their people.
Fantastic. So you've had a lot of exposure to businesses and to businesses that are starting up as well.
hmm
What are some of the pressures and challenges that you see new business owners face that perhaps those who are thinking about starting up in business, might not perceive as things they'll have to encounter?
Yeah, so some of the challenges that I've seen people that want to start a small business encounter or they encounter initially after they start their business is they completely think that, if they are good at something, let's say singing, I can just go into a singing business. Or if I'm good at cooking, I can go into a cooking business. Well, it's great to have expertise. You got to have expertise, but running a small business requires you to think like a business owner. And that means not so much focusing on your skills and your expertise, but how can you leverage that to satisfy your customer? And I think people totally um, don't take time to think about what is it that's my goal? What is it that I'm good at? But then who's my customer? Who is going to pay me to do whatever product or service I have? And you've got to be relentless and laser focused and think like an owner and at the same time think like a customer.
Definitely. It's basically table stakes that, I've got to be good at social media. You've got to be
Yeah,
good at PR consulting. You've got to be good at
yeah,
cooking, whatever it is. That just
yeah,
enables you to have a chance at the business succeeding. And it's all these other things that then actually, potentially make it
yeah.
a success. Isn't it?
I have found
Um,
people get frustrated because they just want to focus on the thing they like, the thing
yeah,
the cooking, the music, but the business part, you gotta market, you got to sell, you got
yeah,
to be business development, you got to be customer satisfaction, you have to be the CEO, the CFO, and even though you may have a great team, you still have to have those different perspectives and mindsets to run a successful business.
absolutely. And obviously, unfortunately, a lot of businesses don't make it through the first few years.
Yeah.
But what are some of the challenges and obstacles that you see business owners face that they've got to get through if they're to make it through those first few years? What kinds of things should people be, looking out for?
Yeah, the number one thing is expect the unexpected. You know, this a cycle slow down, things speed up. There's changes in the business, in the economy, in the customer demand and expectation. The key word for today is be flexible.
Mm,
Anticipate the unexpected and be flexible. And when things change, embrace the change. And I'll use myself as an example. When a lot of the work that we were doing prior to COVID was face to face. When COVID hit, we had to do a lot of things virtually. I'm not
mm.
ashamed to admit that when my team first told me about Zoom, I thought it was a song by the Commodores. I didn't know it was a social media platform, but I was a little bit anxious and uncertain, but I quickly embraced the challenge and, voila, here we are today. I'm about as comfortable talking to you, using a virtual platform as I would be face to face. And if this old guy can do it, anybody can do it.
you've got to be ready to pivot as well, haven't you? I mean, certainly in my businesses, I've had to do that, and lots of business owners I've worked with. Once you've
Hmm.
been in the market for some time, you learn things about the needs that other businesses have. You learn things about the competition. You learn things
Hmm.
about what people are or are not willing to pay for,
Hmm.
and you've got to be agile enough to pivot your business in whatever direction that means is going to be successful.
That's correct.
Um,
Spot on.
so a funny question to ask then: when does life as an entrepreneur start getting easier?
Life as an entrepreneur get easy. I don't know if there's such a. I don't know if there's such a thing. You can have success, and if you take a minute to enjoy that, that's good. You can also have some fun, um, and share that with your team. But easier, I don't know if it gets easier. I mean, the nature of business is change and challenge, as you said, competition. Changing expectations and things like that. So it doesn't get easier, but it can get easier to learn how to adapt, to adopt, and to embrace some of the uncertainty and the changes and challenges that come with business. But I don't think it gets easier. I don't think it gets easier. In my 5 years, it's only gotten more challenging, but it also has become more rewarding, and it's even been fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit of a tongue-in-cheek question. The challenges change rather than disappear.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Shelton, been really good to talk with you today. Thank you for your time. If people watching would like to find out more or get in touch, what's the best thing they could do?
Yeah, the best way to get in touch with me, any one of my team or the Icarus Consulting firm, is to go to our website, uh, www.icarusconsult.net, or you can follow me on LinkedIn. I'd be ecstatic about connecting with some of your audience members and continuing this conversation via LinkedIn.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for your time and have a great rest of the week, everyone. Bye for now.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.